This is St. Peter's High School, Dumberi, in the county of Kiambu. This building has not only changed the landscape of this institution, but has also transformed the learning experience of students. The building, which houses classrooms, library, and laboratory, was built in 2014 and it is 90% complete. But before they got here, there is a story, one that began in 2012. In that year, the high school started as an initiative of Dumberi Primary School and Anglican Church of Kenya in Dumberi. The first batch of students admitted were 36. That number has now risen to over 400 students. The building has cost 24 million shillings so far. Another 5 million will see it complete.
The classrooms that we were using back then were donated to us by the primary school. And we were generally lacking in infrastructure at that time. We did not have a school office, we did not have washrooms for students. They were all donated by the primary school.
Their fortunes changed in the same year when the National Government Constituency Development Fund came into play. An office was put up. In 2013, a block of 3 classrooms was constructed at a cost of 2.6 million shillings. Ablution blocks also received a facelift. This helped enroll more students and they moved to a double-stream school.
For the last 3 years, about 120 students per year have benefited from CDF bursaries. The least amount that has been allocated is 3,000. There are some very needy cases that have been allocated up to 6,000 shillings per year. And that greatly raises the burden on the parent.
It has been keeping me in school because most of the times they stand into the gap that was unable to be filled by my parents.
I'm privileged to have the CDF bursary because it's been a struggle since Form 1 to make it to have the school fees.
A number of schools in Kiambu constituency have benefited from the National Government Constituency Development Fund that has been refurbishing and putting up new structures, and as a result, the number of students admitted in secondary schools has gone up drastically.
In 2013, the transition rate from primary school to secondary school was at a dismal 48%. And this got us very, very concerned. And now we are doing close to 85%, and we will strive to get to where our president have said we are going 100% transition rate. But the infrastructure is useless so long as we do not have teachers. So TSC, give us some more teachers.
The success story of the National Government Constituencies Development Fund continue to be felt miles away from Kiambu. This time in Kibra constituency, Nairobi County. Mbagathi High School stands as a pillar of hope for a number of students in this region.
Originally in Kibra, we had only 3 secondary schools and only 2 which were boarding. The boarding schools were Moi Girls and Upper Hill. The other one, which was at this school, was Olympic High School. Currently, through the CDF, we have been able to finish construction of Shadrach Kimare Secondary School. We have already also finished construction of Raida Educational Center, which is a co-funded project with James Foundation. Also, we have purely been able to complete Mbagathi Secondary School.
Mbagathi High School, which is currently in the process of phasing out boys to remain a girls' school, has been built at a cost of 48 million shillings. The school started with an enrollment of 22 students and now it has over 430 students.
When we had only the three secondary schools, the transition level was very low, because not all the students, especially from Kibra, who could afford to go to the boarding schools.
Some students in this school are also beneficiaries of bursaries funded by the Constituency Development Fund.
There are other students who their parents cannot be able to manage the school fees, so the bursaries has enabled them to come to school and to be able to achieve their goals.
Most of the students were at a capacity of 450. We could not be there because out of 200 students, out of 200, almost a half of them, they get money from the CDF.
Different girls are engaging in different activities, and this means that in Kenya 10 years from now, we will be having girls venturing so much in leadership.
The National Government Constituencies Development Fund was formerly known as the Constituencies Development Fund, CDF. This fund was established in 2003 through an Act of Parliament, the CDF Act 2003. The main purpose of the fund is to enhance infrastructural and socio-economic development at the grassroots level in order to reduce poverty by dedicating a minimum of 2.5% of all national government's share of annual revenue towards community projects identified at constituency level by the communities. Over 50% of the fund allocation is used in the education sector, mainly in improving infrastructure in schools and giving out bursaries. Sharon Baranga, NTV.